Look, we have to just figure this out, okay? I've never lived with anyone. You've never lived with anyone.
Yes, I have.
Say what?
Yeah, like 3 of my exes.
Okay, see, you never told me that.
You never asked.
No, you specifically said that you've never lived with anyone else.
No. I said I never lived with a man and his mommy and his daddy before.
All right, House of Payne fans. Now, Lisa is something else. Like I said, last week's episode, it was just so bad because it felt so out of place. Now, if it was season 9, this episode would have fit in like a glove. But in terms of the progress a lot of these characters have made, it seemed like this episode just threw it all out the window. Now, we had an episode not too long ago where you had CJ assuming that Lisa was messing around behind his son's back. And then Lisa confronted him about it, saying, no, that person was supposed to come over to clean the cars and surprise you and Malik because you all showed me how to do it. And, you know, it would have been just a way to say thank you and do something nice. And I'm not the kind of person that would just get knocked up and then shack up with a rando. Basically meaning that, hey, this baby is Malik's. I didn't just get pregnant by a guy I'm running on the streets with, stay with your son, and then pass off his baby as his. So, or excuse me, that person's baby as his. But when you look at the clip at the beginning of the video, you wonder, because she specifically stated this is not her first time living with somebody. This is her first time living with, a guy who lives with his mommy and daddy, no job, no cars, just basically a nobody. But she stated she has lived with 3 of her exes, meaning that there have been at least 3 times where Lisa was with a man and they lived together. And then in another part of the episode, well, I think towards the end when CJ and Malik are talking, he stated that before he and Lisa hooked up, basically before he knocked her up, they had only known each other for a few hours. I think, to me and the fan base, one of the biggest questions we need to ask ourselves is, what's the time difference, or what's the gap between when Lisa and Malik first met and had sex, from that time frame, as well as the time frame of when was the last time she lived with an ex? I mean, let's be honest here. There's so much we don't know. Let's say hypothetically that it had only been a matter of days, maybe even a week, since the time Lisa broke up with boyfriend number 3, the one she was living with. And then after that, she met Malik and they had sex. She gets knocked up and assumes it's his, then moves in with him and his parents. It just makes you wonder. But Tyler Perry did write that episode, and I feel like this episode wasn't just bad in how it portrayed Lisa and Ella, especially at the Ella, yeah, at the end when she just barged into CJ's house, that was just way too much. It makes you wonder if Lisa is telling the truth. I mean, 3 exes, lived with them, then hooked up with Malik. Now it's just like, well, what if she doesn't know that Malik is the father? I mean, after her and Malik had sex that one time, did she hook up with anybody else? I mean, she was one of the best dancers at the club, according to Curtis. So it just makes you wonder. And I feel like this Tyler, remember, what was it, the week before last, when Ella was trying to be a life coach, and then Lisa's like, well, yeah, I'm a single parent. And it's like, wait a minute. And now in this episode you had, I live with 3 exes. And now you're wondering, okay, so could it be possible that Malik is not the father? I don't know. I really, really, really don't know at this point. So what do you think about it? Do you think it's possible that Tyler wrote the episode to keep fans wondering about whether or not Malik is the father? I really wish he didn't write the episode that way. I really wish that line did not make the cut, because now I'm just going to be looking at her side eye. Well, honestly, I can't keep my eyes off her because Lisa's fine as hell, but I'm just wondering how long she's going to be pregnant. Will somebody suggest a pregnancy test? I'm going to be honest here. It would be a smart move to do, especially with how things have been going so far. Because with the episode feeling so out of place, it's like, look, haven't these people been living under the same roof for quite a while now? Don't you think they would have figured out some sort of arrangement? That's why some fans were saying Janine really should have been in one of the episodes to have a one-on-one with Lisa and Malik. You know, CJ, all he can do is say, take care of her, man. She's pregnant. Women are crazy when they're pregnant. But why not have a woman who's been pregnant multiple times talk with Malik on how to deal with this? You know, like, I had you, I had Jasmine, I had the twins, and your father had to do this, this, and this for me. You know, like, yeah, I lose my temper, hormones, and I get hot, I get cold. And then talk with Lisa with understanding that, yes, I know you're carrying a child, but just because you're carrying a child doesn't mean you have to be a burden. As in, you and Malik don't chip in on the bills, so don't take advantage of the free hot water, the free, temperature. Okay, you're pregnant, you're having hot flashes and whatnot. We'll try to make sure your particular room is set to a specific temperature. But remember, this house has 5 other people in it, because I'm guessing Jasmine lives on campus, but at the same time she would come home. So CJ, Janine, the twins, and Jasmine, and Malik, so 6 other people. But then again, Malik is like, screw Malik, you and Lisa stay in the same room because this is your problem, not ours. And I really wonder if Lisa isn't Malik's baby mama, then what? Will they just give her the boot and that's it? Because I think another compelling storyline that could have been told is, what if during the course of the pregnancy, Malik and Lisa learned from each other? I mean, hell, there were early episodes in this season where it really felt like these two were connecting. But now, last week's episode just seemed to steamroll that or erase it like it never happened. Kind of like Karen and Zach's clean break in the salon and how that seems to be irrelevant based off how Karen's been acting in Sisters. But what if Lisa and Malik truly fell in love while she was carrying a child, but then it turns out Malik isn't the father, and then the question is, the easy answer would be like, hey, throw Lisa out, that isn't Malik's baby mama, she lied to him. But what if she honestly didn't know? And then the conflict would be, would Malik raise a child that wasn't his, would Malik continue to see or be with a woman he loves, even if it means taking care of a child that isn't his? Would the real father come out of the woodworks? There are just so many ways that this storyline could have been written to be serious and thought-provoking, kind of like how, and look, I don't remember the original House of Payne like the back of my hand, because remember, I was just a kid when it came out. So didn't Miranda steal from Calvin, or was it Curtis or somebody? Basically, she was a thief, and then Calvin fell in love with her, and then it's like, wait, what? So imagine in the same way, you had Lisa stealing Malik's time, affection, putting a lot of stress on his life as well as his family's life to take care of her and this baby, while he should have been just focusing on school. And then the child is born, but then Malik is caught in the middle of, what am I going to do? Would have been interesting. Because wasn't there an episode of House of Payne where one of China and McClane's sisters was a girl who was pregnant, and they assumed Malik was the father? But no, that was just a good friend of his he was trying to help out. So it would have been an interesting twist on that, where this Malik thought he was the father, and it's like, well, I want to take care of this child even though it's not mine, as opposed to like putting it up for adoption or something like that. Who knows? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think last week's episode and the revelation of Lisa staying with multiple men in the past, could this lead to more suspicion that Lisa is carrying a baby that does not belong to Malik? So, I can't even remember if I did my promo at the beginning of the video, but for now, let's do it again. Hit like and subscribe, hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content on the channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.